Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the show this week. Each week our connection show brings individuals from various organizations into the studio to talk about what they're doing and obviously upcoming events and of course the importance their organizations are to the surrounding area, and we do appreciate those organizations. Stay with us, be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a young lady who comes to see us quite often from the Boone County Senior Center.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first guest today is Chris Kendall. Chris, of course, from the Boone County Senior Center. Thank you, Chris, for coming in again. Boy, when I got your list of your announcement, you got a lot of stuff coming up here, don't you? You got a busy March.
We do. We have a lot going on.
I'm just going to kind of let you go on. You've got a couple of programs, really big programs coming up.
We do. We have a trip to Albuquerque and Santa Fe. It's only $642 for a double occupancy. It's 6 nights and 7 days for Albuquerque and Santa Fe. We do still have room on the buses, and so that trip is still available. It is a fundraiser for the Senior Center. Part of the $642 comes back to the Senior Center to help us with our fundraising efforts.
Now, what's the last day to sign up for that?
2 weeks before the trip leaves, and that leaves the April 23rd and through the 29th.
Okay,
and so it's coming up pretty quick for the deadline. So I'd say the end of March would be, the last opportunities to sign up for that.
Okay.
If you want more information about that trip, you can call the Senior Center, and we can give you information about that. It's 741-1505 for the Senior Center.
Perfect.
And
Boy,
then
you've got a long list of stuff here. We're going to have to get through this.
I tell you, we have March is a big month for Meals on Wheels. It's a nationwide campaign, March for Meals, and what that is it's raising awareness for the Meals on Wheels program and what we do, and trying to get more people connected with the Meals on Wheels program and gaining more support for our program as well. Of course, the funding for our programs. We're only funded 49% through state and federal grants, and so, and because we have been serving so many more people, our fundraising goals have gone up, and so it's really important for people to help, if they can, with these services. March for Meals is a walkathon that we're doing this month. And if you have the smartwatch or a Fitbit, it's been tracking the miles that you've been walking or running all month anyway. And so you can still get in on this program. Whether you walk or run outside or indoors on a treadmill, you can track your miles and then gather sponsors for those miles. And so inside our newsletter, here on, I think it's page 5, we have a sponsorship form. And it's as simple as just gathering sponsors for how many miles that you think that you will walk or run in the month of March. they can pledge a quarter or 50 cents or $1 per mile, and however many miles that you walk or run throughout the month of March, then they would donate that amount to the senior center. They can also set a maximum, and so if they pledge, if they pledge $25 and you run 50 miles, if you pledge $1 a mile, but you walk or run 50 miles within the month, say your cap is $25. That's okay. Any amount is welcome. We suggest that you find 10 people who are willing to sponsor you for $10 each. That would be $100 per person. And if we can get 50 people to participate, that would be a $5,000 fundraiser. It seems simple enough. I know that finding 10 sponsors may be challenging for some, but for others, you could get more than 10 sponsors, and you can flip that form over and you can write the names on the back. So, it's any donation is welcome. If someone can only afford $5, then every little bit helps.
Sure,
so.
Yeah. Chris, we were talking before we started the show, and I was asking you about, I know you've been working real hard to get another vehicle for your Meals on Wheels program.
Mm-hmm.
You said you're still about 10,000 or so short on that.
Yes.
A very important thing, the number of people that the Meals on Wheels program helps every day and every week, it's amazing what they do with their program here at the Senior Center. So if you're out there and you can help out, this is a great way to help. Or if you just want to make a donation, they'd be more than happy. It doesn't have to be a big donation. Every little bit counts. And as you're saying, 10 people at $10, that's not a lot. We'd probably blow more than $10 on junk food every day,
Right.
So if you can help out, it would certainly touch a lot of lives. So.
Right. And even if you don't walk or run yourself, then you can always sponsor someone. And if you don't have someone to sponsor, if you don't know someone, then call the center, and I'm sure I could find someone that would keep track of their miles for the month for you. You were talking about the amount of meals that we serve in our program year. We run from July 1st to June 30th. And in our 2016-17 program year, we served 36,000 home-delivered meals.
Wow.
That number in itself is just amazing to me. But, talking about numbers, our budget is over $500,000 this year, and our fundraising portion of that is over $70,000. And so every little bit helps us to reach that goal.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Very good.
It is. Also for March, we have a week that we set aside. It's called our Champions Week, and we invite members of the community who we think are very influential in our community to come and go on a route with us, a home-delivered meal route. And we were talking about that before the show, that you're going to join us next week, and then a few others from the community are going to join us. And that's so that people can go out and they can see what we do, and they can meet the people that we are affecting and the people that we're helping. And so, that kind of gives them a sense of how important our program really is. And if you would like to ride along sometime, and if you don't know what the Meals on Wheels program is, and you think you might like to volunteer, then please call the Senior Center, and we'll arrange a ride along for you so that you can go out and you can see just what our program does and how it helps people. Yeah,
it's one of the big programs at the Boone County Senior and Activity Wellness Center. One of the big programs that they do. We talk about a lot of things. In fact, we got another couple of ladies coming in a minute. We're going to talk about more about feeding the hungry, and of course seniors out there, sometimes it may not be a monetary thing for them, or it may be, but many times it's just maybe they can't get out to get groceries, or they can't afford it, don't have anybody around to help them, so they're in all the time. They've got to have the nutrition, and it's a great program. So got about 5 minutes, and we got a lot to cover.
We also have, this weekend, we're having music at the Senior Center. That will be from 6 to 8 p.m. We're not going to be serving food this time, but we will have a band playing old-time country music, and that's always enjoyed at the Senior Center. And we just ask that you make a donation when you come in, and so that it covers our cost of them being there for that night, and then of course to help on with the Meals on Wheels truck and our other programs. So, and then in June. In May, we have our Touch a Truck and we have our golf ball drop, and we are selling tickets for our golf ball drop already. They're only $5, and you can win up to $200, and so that's a great fundraiser for us as well.
Let me ask you something real quickly on that. You've had the Touch a Truck program before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember last year. I think I came down by there, but that event again is you do that right at the senior center, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Where you have the vehicles come in, and that's nice. Okay.
That will be May 12th. It's the weekend before Crawdad Days at the center.
Okay.
And that is, the center is located at 1516 Rock Springs Road. And on June 16th, we're looking at doing a scavenging for meals and for Meals on Wheels. And what that is a scavenger hunt. We want to entice local businesses to, have people to come and do the scavenging at their business, and then they'll meet back at the senior center, and then we'll do an awards presentation at the center afterwards, and we'll have a lunch, and then on July 23rd we'll have our 4th annual car show. We're really looking forward to that. We've got
23rd or 21st?
The 21st.
Okay.
It's the 3rd Saturday of July.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, so lots of things coming up, and that's in addition to the things that we already do at the senior center. I'm looking at different trips that we can schedule. I just learned one of the gentlemen this morning came in and said, "Hey, did you know that in Missouri there's a place that there's white squirrels?" And very interesting to me. And so that would be a good trip for our seniors to just go and. It's up in Missouri somewhere, and I Googled it, and it's only about an hour and a half away from here, and so I think it would be a great trip for our seniors. So we're going to go see some white squirrels, maybe in April. We'll see.
that sounds like I didn't know there was such a thing. So you learn something new every day. Okay, and then of course, Chris, just kind of briefly, got a couple minutes. Some of the other things you do at the center for everybody there.
Sure. We of course serve a congregate meal every day from 11 to 12:30. We ask a $3 donation for anyone over 60. Anyone under 60, it's $6.54 for that meal because we have to charge tax. And then we also have the transportation services that we offer throughout Boone County. Anywhere in Boone County, we'll go and pick you up and take you grocery shopping or to the doctor, and any business that you needed to take care of in Harrison. We have that service available for our seniors. And then we have the exercise programs at the senior center, and the wellness activities that we do, and we have the gym, and then we have beanbag baseball, international folk dancing, and our newest addition is chair volleyball.
You told me that last time. That sounds interesting.
Yes, lots of fun.
Well, if you haven't been to the Boone County Senior Center, again, 1516 Rock Springs Road, easy to find. They do so much for these seniors, and many of these seniors, they go all the time because it gives them a place to kind of go and congregate, if you will, with other seniors. And many of them are living alone. They've lost their spouse or something, and so it gives them a place to go and communicate and stay active. That's so important.
It is. If we stay active, or if we are active, we are going to stay active.
Yes.
But if we sit down in a chair and we just stay there, that's where we're going to stay. And the longer that we stay motionless, the longer we're going to be motionless. And so the more you can get up and get moving and get around and stay active, the better you're going to be health-wise. So
mentally and physically.
That's
obviously,
right.
And that
That's
helps these seniors a lot. Don't forget about the Boone County Senior and Wellness Center. They do need your help. They're always needing volunteers for the Meals on Wheels and other programs. If you've got a little extra time, doesn't have to be a lot of time, any would be very appreciative. And of course, if you can make a donation, as small as it may be, don't forget about the March for Meals program, and we're going to be promoting that more for them as well. Thank you so much. You do a great job out there, Chris. Thank you for coming in, and look forward to seeing you again next month. We'll keep them updated on what's going on there. So,
thank you for having me.
And I'll be with you,
it.
and we'll make sure we get that program going there. Chris Kendall with the Boone County Senior Center with us today. Stay with us. We have two ladies from Arvest Bank that's going to talk about a program they've got coming up as we head into the Easter holiday. Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
From the makers of the best-selling Yamaha Grizzly and Kodiak 700 comes the all-new Kodiak 450, the world's only midsize ATV with Yamaha-proven off-road capability, all-day comfort, and confidence-inspired performance. The all-new Kodiak 450, starting at just $59.99.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our next guest in the studio, two ladies from Arvest Bank, and we're going to talk about Easter, which is just around the corner. More importantly, we're going to talk about the 1 Million Meals program that Arvest Bank has been doing for many years and how it affects so many different people. Thank you both for coming in. Gina. Of course, Tiffany. Yeah. Tiffany, I hadn't seen you in a while.
I know.
You haven't changed a bit.
Oh, good. That's good, I guess.
You look great.
Well, thank you.
Now, how many children do you have?
I only have one.
Only one?
She's 4, so she keeps me on my toes.
So you keep active.
Yes. She's starting soccer today, so
we'll see. Soccer season.
So we'll see how that goes. First time playing sports, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like herding cats, like 4-year-olds. So it'll be fun.
Hey, but yeah, for those of you, I'm sure that's got grandkids or children that are small like that, when they start off, especially with soccer, little league baseball, softball, the same thing. The attention span's about a half a second.
Exactly.
So you'll have a good time.
Exactly.
It's good to see you, and very nice to meet you too, Gina. We're going to talk about a new program. It's kind of a fundraising program. Arvest is doing it this year. Easter, of course, coming up on April 1st, but we're going to start this a little bit early, and this is for all of you who would like to decorate for Easter, but you don't want to do it yourself. We've got the program.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it, and I'll let you both just kind of kick back.
Yeah, well, so this is part of our Million Meals campaign, and that doesn't really start until April the 2nd, but the way Easter fell this year, we really wanted to help the Easter Bunny out because, the Easter Bunny gets a little busy that time of year with Easter egg hunts and family pictures and everything like that. So as part of our Million Meals campaign, we are going to egg your yard, basically. So you can come into any Arvest location in Harrison and do a pre-order. And so we're taking like so many eggs. So it's 35 eggs for $30, 55 eggs for $40, or 75 eggs for $50. So obviously if you have several kids, you probably want to do a larger package, but it's the plastic eggs that will be filled with candy and toys. Okay. And so you pre-order that, and then the Arvest Easter Bunnies will go out on that Saturday evening, and they'll call beforehand to remind you. So that way you're like, who's that person in my yard?
who's the person?
Right.
You see somebody out there putting color eggs
Yes,
around the
don't
yard,
call
you
the
didn't remember
police.
doing it?
Yeah.
Call Tiffany.
Yeah, exactly. It's our Arvest Easter Bunnies out there. So they will place the eggs out in the yard, so when your kiddos wake up Easter morning, you can open the door and the Easter Bunny came, but hey, you didn't have to do any of it. So even better. But the best part is it's a fundraiser for Million Meals. So while we're helping out the Easter Bunny, taking a load off their back, it's also helping to provide meals for our neighbors in need through Ozark Sharing Care. So kind of a win-win, helps out those parents, but also really helps our neighbors that can use food every day.
Yeah, it's, and we were talking right before we started the interview here, but so many organizations are out there gathering food or doing some type of food drives, all the way from kids that are elementary school level, the schools having to deal with it. You got the senior citizens, you've got just families in need, and of course, you don't want anybody to go hungry. There's nothing any worse than people that are hungry or need shelter. That's the two main things, and we're in a country that should never let that happen. So it's great to have Harvest and organizations like yours doing this kind of stuff. Now, you told Jenna that she was going to be on the radio. We fooled her already.
We fooled her.
So she's on.
a little surprised that she's on TV.
You're on TV here. So how are you working with this program as well?
I am. Our branch here in Harrison has partnered with another branch here in Harrison, so that we're teaming up to make this project, a good fundraiser for 1 million meals. Yeah. So it's kind of a joint effort and just getting as many jars as we can.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. So they can actually, I guess, call. I know you had some phone numbers here. They can call, or they can go by either one of the locations.
Well, really, you can go by all three.
Any of them?
2 branches are actually kind of heading it up, but you can go by all 3 if that's easier.
Okay.
All the branches are prepared to take those pre-orders.
Okay.
Again, you can call, and Gina, if you want to give your number for them to call directly to do a pre-order over the phone.
They can call 870-391-5687, and then we can take those orders, and anybody in the branch can fill it out for them. And also, we do cater to allergies. So if they do have a child with allergies, if they let us know, then we will make a note, and their yard will be an allergy-free.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, that's really, especially nut allergies, and so we felt like that was important to probably include that. So we didn't want to exclude any kids having fun if they had a nut allergy. So being mindful of that as well. And since this is our first year, we're really not sure to judge how popular it's going to be. We're just doing the Harrison city limits for this year, and then we'll kind of just gauge, how popular it is and if we can expand it next year. But our associates are really excited to play the Easter Bunny and help those kids wake up to a fun Easter Sunday morning.
Okay, so who's going to have the Easter Bunny outfit on?
Well, we're thinking Larry Phillips would be a great Easter Bunny.
He's not here, so we'll just volunteer him, right?
Larry,
he's a pretty good sport.
If Larry's watching, Larry, you're going to be an Easter Bunny.
Yes.
I don't know how you look in a white Easter Bunny suit. You're going to be there.
Or Scott Tennyson can be his backup.
Yeah, he could be. Scott would be a good one. So, but anyway, that'll be fun. And I tell you, the kids, they love to hunt Easter eggs anyway. So it's a great idea. You're doing 2 things. You're alleviating the fact that you've got to do it, and they wake up and the eggs are already out there in your lawn, and they can go out there and start hunting. Then they've got all kinds of different prizes and candy and so forth in there, and goes for a wonderful cause. So I hope it goes successful. It sounds like a good idea. Who came up with this?
Well, I saw it on another state had done something similar, and so I sent it to my 1 Million Meals chairs out of each of the locations, and so Gina's like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it in Harrison. So I was excited someone did it. But I mean, really, all the proceeds, like we've been mentioning, goes to Ozark Sharing Care, but $1 can provide 5 meals for a neighbor in need. So, I mean, how awesome is that you can have fun with your kids at Easter, but really make an impact and really help. And I know we were kind of talking about this before we went on the air, but a lot of people think about doing food drives at Thanksgiving or Christmas. But really, the food organizations, their shelves get pretty bare in the summer. And so this works out good with Million Meals kicking off on April the 2nd, goes through June the 2nd. Okay. So, maybe you're not, maybe you don't have any kiddos at home that you want to participate in this. We'll be kicking that off on April the 2nd at all of our locations. So you can come by any one and donate, food or funds through June the 2nd to help Ozark Sharing Care. And then, of course, we'll have, a lot of different fundraisers throughout those 2 months as well. But really can make an impact locally. And we've raised over 180,000 meals through the Million Meals campaign since we started out just in Boone County since 2011. Wow,
that's a lot.
So making a big impact.
Okay, so for those that may be watching and they don't understand exactly how, we're going to go ahead and skip on to the Million Meals program, April 2nd through June 2nd. So do they bring non-perishable food? Is that what they do?
Yes, non-perishable food items or monetary donations.
Okay.
Again, $1 provides 5 meals, but those food items are just as valuable as the dollar. So you can go by any RVAS location, here in Harrison or throughout North Central Arkansas and make that donation, and it'll benefit 1 Million Meals. So just a great way for us to give back and partner with Ozark Sharing Care and help feed our neighbors in need.
So I would assume, Tiffany, that like, for instance, here in the Harrison area, Ozark Sharing Care is the recipient of that. So each location, each county, how do you do that?
It's by county,
Okay.
and so really it's Ozark Sharing Care here in Boone County, and then really the rest of ours in Marion and Baxter County have the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas.
Okay.
So, and that covers a lot of counties, and so we run our funds through the food bank to help a lot of organizations. So like if you're in Yellville, we might run it through the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas, but it's going to benefit the Yellville Food Closet.
Gotcha.
So,
I thought that was kind of Harrison County, the exception to the rule, so to speak, for this area, because Ozark Sharing Care covers such a broad area for particularly Boone County and surrounding areas. But I thought the North Central Food Bank is kind of the larger version, if you will. That you do with it.
And we'll do a kickoff donation in the next few weeks, and we're actually going to do that to the East program at the junior high. They're trying to get a second breakfast program together. So kids that maybe didn't have breakfast before they got to school, they have a chance to have breakfast at school, because if you have a breakfast, you're actually going to learn better. And be a more productive student. So they're trying to get that off the ground. So we're excited about doing that check presentation to the East program for a second chance breakfast at the junior high coming up.
Very good.
Yes.
We have people like come in here to talk about various programs, and I think Shirley Smothers, she's over the program for the Harrison School District. She's a social worker and the liaison for the homeless. And just in the Harrison School District, not counting the others, they've got over 150 children considered to be homeless, which means they don't most of the time have the food necessary, 3 square meals a day, so to speak. Of course, they're on the food program with the school, the school lunch program, but once they go home. So they do backpack programs, they do all, just trying to make sure, particularly the children, the young children, that maybe don't have control of what's going on. A little different than adults, but it's so important for everybody.
Yes.
It's nothing like being hungry.
Right.
There.
And this is something with Million Meals that Arvest felt like we could make a big impact locally. And, every year we raise, over 1 million meals throughout our 4-state area. Like last year we did 1.8 million meals.
Wow, I saw that.
So, trying to make a big impact, but it's something that affects everybody, locally. It doesn't matter if you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma or Harrison, Arkansas. You have those neighbors in need, so we feel like that's something that really we can make an impact in locally in each of our communities.
I remember talking to you about this many times, but when did it start? When did Arvest start this program?
2011.
2011. So they've been going for some time.
Yes. And we just see the impact every year and hear the great stories from all the food organizations of how it's really been instrumental helping them with their mission to feed those in need. And so we just, it's really kind of perfect for us. And we used to do it in the fall, but then we moved it back up to the spring because we realized that the food organizations had the highest need now. So if we got this done at the end of June, that would get them through the summer, and then, school's back in session and people start kind of thinking about food drives more in the fall. And so we shifted our dates because we just heard the feedback that they really had a need in the summer.
Wow. Well, that's great. It's such a great program, and have companies like Arvest to take this on and stay with it and continue to get involved in programs like Feeding the Hungry. So thank you both for coming in. Gina, thank you. Steve, it wasn't so bad. We appreciate you, and thanks for your hard work on this program, Tiffany and Gina and all the people at Arvest Bank.
And we just want to plug one more time. So Egg My Yard, we're taking pre-orders now, and the deadline is it's March 28th.
Okay.
So that'll give our little Easter bunnies enough opportunity to get it all organized. So
let's get a hold of them at Arvest Bank. Give them a call or whatever. Any of the Arvest Bank locations in Harrison. Make this program work. It goes to a great cause. Be a lot of fun too. Thank you both for coming in. I do appreciate it. Good to see you, Tiffany, and very nice to meet you, Gina. Thanks for joining us on Connection this week. We hope we got some information out to you that you can utilize, and thanks to all the great organizations we have in this area.